Now let's take few more examples on distance between parallel lines. Suppose we have to find the equation of a line which is midway between the parallel lines this and this. Now these two lines are parallel. First of all, always make sure that whenever you are given two parallel lines and you have to find the distance between them, the first step is the xy part should be same in both. Now even though 9x plus 6y minus 7 looks like it is equal to or parallel to this line, make sure you get the same terms for same coefficients for x and y. Therefore we'll take 3 common. This can be written as 3x plus 2y minus 7 by 3. We have divided by 3 throughout, and this is 3x plus 2y plus 6 is 0. Two things we have to make sure: c1 and c2 are on the same side and the xy portion is same. So a is 3, b is 2, c1 is minus 7 by 3 and c2 is, let's say, 6. Now these are two parallel lines, and we want a line which is midway between the two. Midway means exactly in the middle of the two. That is, the distance between these two lines and these two lines is exactly the same, and this line is also parallel to the given two lines. So this distance and this distance are equal because this line is midway between the two and is parallel to the given lines. Okay, so what we'll do is, since this line is parallel to the given lines, we know that if the lines are parallel, their slopes remain the same. So we can find the slope of this line. What is the slope of this line? Slope of line is given by minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of y. So what do we get? Minus 3 upon 2. Therefore the equation of our line will be y is equal to mx plus c, let's say. So now m is known to us, minus 3 by 2x plus c. If we take the LCM, we have 2y minus 3x plus 2c, which can be written as 2y 3x plus 2y is equal to 2c. What do you see? We see that 3x plus 2y is same as these two lines. That is, you can remember this: if a line is parallel to a given line, then its xy portion remains the same, only the constant part changes. Therefore the equation of this line is of the form 3x plus 2y equals to 2c. This equation is 3x plus 2y minus 7 by 3 equals to 0, and this is 3x plus 2y plus 6 equals to 0. Now the property of this line is that it lies midway between the two. That is, the distance between these two lines is same as distance between these two lines, and all these lines are parallel. Therefore what we will use? We will use the distance between parallel lines, but we have to make sure that c is on the same side. C's are on the same side. Therefore we will write this as minus 2c equals to 0. Now between these two lines, the distance can be found out by using c1 minus c2 upon root a square plus b square. What is the distance between these two lines? Minus 7 by 3 minus of minus 2c upon 3 square plus 2 square. Now this distance should be same as distance between these two lines. And what is the distance between these two lines? c1 minus c2, that is 6 minus minus 2c, that is plus 2c upon under root 3 square plus 2 square. Now this and this gets cancelled, and we are left with 2c minus 7 by 3 is equal to mod of 2c plus 6. But when mod is opened, it will be opened with plus minus sign, because either both are negative or positive, they will give the same output, 2c plus 6. So first would be this, and the second would be 2c minus 7 by 3 will be equal to minus times 2c plus 6. But if you look closely, the first equation gives you absurd result. Minus 7 by 3 is equal to 6, which is not true. Minus 7 by 3 cannot be equal to 6. Therefore this equation is not possible. Which equation is possible? When we take the minus sign. Therefore 2c minus 7 by 3 is minus 2c minus 6. We'll take minus 2c to this side and 7 by 3 to this side. 2c plus 2c gives you 4c, and this is 7 by 3 minus 6. Therefore this is minus 11 by 3. Therefore we need the value of c, or rather 2c. Therefore 2c is what? Minus 11 by, we'll take 2 from this side to the denominator, therefore it becomes 6. Therefore your required equation becomes 3x plus 2y equals to minus 11 by 6. If we take 6 to the left side, we have 18x plus 12y plus 11 equals to 0. This is the line which lies midway between the two given parallel lines. Okay. Now we'll take the next question. Find the equation of two straight lines which are parallel to this line and at a unit distance from this point. Okay. So what does this say? It says I want two straight lines which are parallel to this line and which are at a distance of which are at a unit. Unit means 1 unit distance from this point. Let's say this point is, the point is 1 comma minus 1. I want a straight line which is at a distance of 1 unit from this line. And obviously if we want two straight lines which are at a unit distance from this point, therefore the other line could be on the other side. This distance is also 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. From a point, from a given point, let's say A, if we want lines at a unit distance or at any distance, there would be two possibilities, one upwards and one downwards. Now, these two lines have to be parallel to this line. These two lines are parallel to this line and at a distance of 1 unit from A. Therefore, the equation of this line would be, we have already discussed, if the line is parallel to this line, the xy part remains the same. X plus 7y plus, let's say c1 is 0. And since this line is also parallel to the given line, x plus 7y plus c2 is 0. Now, it's quite easy to find. Now, we know the distance of the point from the line. We also know the formula for finding the distance of a point from a line. What we will do, we'll bring every term to one side, which is already there. We'll divide by 1 square plus 7 square, take mod and substitute the value of this in x and y. This is 1 and this is minus 1. 1 minus 7 plus c2 upon root of 50. This is given to be equal to 1. So this is c2 minus 6 upon root of 50 is 1. The mod will open with plus and minus. c2 minus 6 is plus minus root 50. Therefore c2 is what? 6 plus minus root 50. Obviously c2 is 6 minus root 50 and 6 plus root 50. Now you don't have to find out c1 because c1 and c2 are both given in this. If you started out with this equation, you will get the same answer. It simply means that when you are solving for c2, you are also getting the value for c1. If you had started out with c1, you would have got two values and that would have meant you have got the values of c1, c2. Therefore, the two equations that you are looking for is x plus 7y plus, what is c2? 6 minus root 50 equals to 0 and x plus 7y plus 6 plus root 50 equals to 0. One of this is representing this and the other one is representing this. These are your two equations. Now let's take the next question. Find the equation of the equation of two sides of a square are this and this. Find the area of the square. Now, let's say this is our square. And if you look closely, these two lines are parallel to each other. That is 5x minus 12y, 5x minus 12y. That is, they are representing the opposite sides of the square. Let's say this is A, B, C, D. Either they are representing AB and DC or they are representing CB and DA. We can take any of them. They are opposite sides basically. They are representing the opposite sides of the square. This, and let's say this is 5x minus 12y minus 65 is 0. Now to find the area of the square, we need the length of the side. We need any length of the side. Now since these two are parallel lines and these angles are what? 90 degree. Therefore, if we can find the distance between these two parallel lines, they will represent what? The side of the square. The side of square will be basically what? Distance between these parallel lines. Distance between these parallel lines. And we know how to find the distance between parallel lines. C1 minus C2 upon root of A square plus B square. So what is C1, C2? First of all, make sure all the terms are on one side. That is especially C1 and C2 should be on the same side. So C1 is minus 65 and C2 is what? 26. A is 5 and B is, let's say, minus 12. So we'll put this in the formula. C1 is minus 65 minus 26 upon root of 5 square plus minus 12 square. What do we get? Minus 91 upon 13. So this is 7, but the length can never be negative, or distance is never negative. Therefore, the distance between the parallel lines is 7, which is also the length of the side of the square. Therefore, the side of the square is 7 units. 7 units, and therefore its area of square is what? Side square, and therefore the area is 7 square, that is 49 square units. I hope you have understood the question.